Doctor Doom has Tony Stark's face, and for over a year, everyone's been asking the same question: why? Most people just shrug and say, multiverse, who cares? But here's the thing nobody tells you. The real answer is hidden in the comics. Not Secret Wars, everyone's done that one to death, but a handful of other comics Marvel quietly pulled from and never officially named. And even if you've read Secret Wars front to back, you probably still don't know about the 3 comics that actually explain Doom's face, his plan, and why this is the darkest twist in Marvel history. Because the movie isn't based on one comic. Just like the Spider-Man movie, it's stitched together from several, and they only told you about one of them. So I'm going to show you every comic this movie is secretly built on, and by the end, you'll finally understand why the face of Iron Man is now the face of the villain who ends the universe. Let's get into it. First, the one thing that is officially confirmed. Kevin Feige and the Russos have said Doomsday is taking inspiration from Secret Wars, both the original 1984 version and Jonathan Hickman's 2015 version. Cool. But Secret Wars does not explain the face. So here's what we're really doing. I'll quickly cover what Secret Wars gives the movie, and then, the good part, the other comics that explain everything Secret Wars doesn't. Doom's plan, his savior complex, the Iron Man connection, and finally, the comic that cracks the face mystery. Stay till the end for that one. Quick version of the confirmed part. Secret Wars is the comic where the multiverse dies through incursions, universes crashing into each other, both destroyed, unless you destroy one Earth first. The heroes break themselves, making that impossible choice. And in the chaos, Doctor Doom steals the power of godlike beings and rebuilds the wreckage into one patchwork world, Battle World, ruling it as God Emperor Doom. That's the skeleton of Doomsday. Different universes colliding, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men all being pulled into the same disaster, with Doom standing at the center. You've heard this everywhere, so let's get to what you haven't heard. Hidden Comic 1. The setup almost no video explains. Secret Wars didn't come out of nowhere. It was built over years in a run called Time Runs Out, where a secret group called the Illuminati, Black Bolt, Iron Man, Namor, Reed Richards, Beast, Black Panther, and later Doctor Strange, discover the incursions and start making horrifying choices in secret. This is the real engine of Secret Wars. Not just universes colliding, but heroes deciding whether they can murder another world to save their own. And this matters for Doomsday because the MCU already planted it. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness literally ends with Clea telling Strange he caused an incursion. Marvel has been seeding this comic for years without saying its name. Hidden Comic 2, and this one tells you what kind of villain this Doom will be. It's a brand new comic called One World Under Doom, where Doom becomes Sorcerer Supreme, takes over the entire planet, and declares himself Emperor of the World. But here's the twist. He doesn't present himself like a monster. He presents himself like the only adult in the room. He ends wars. He promises order. He gives the world a new system under United Latveria. That's the genius of modern Doom. He genuinely believes the world would be better ruled by him. And the scary part is, sometimes he can make that argument sound reasonable. This dude won't walk in twirling a mustache. He'll walk in looking like a savior, which is exactly why having the most trusted face in the MCU becomes dangerous. Now, the face. Everyone points to one comic, Infamous Iron Man, and they get it wrong. In that comic, after Secret Wars, Reed Richards heals Doom's scarred face, and Doom, trying to atone, takes up an Iron Man suit and becomes the new Iron Man. But here's what people miss. That is Victor Von Doom as Iron Man. It is not Tony Stark as Doom, and healed Doom doesn't suddenly become Tony Stark. So Infamous Iron Man explains the idea of Doom and Iron Man merging, but not the face. The comic that actually gets us closer is a smaller one. What If? Iron Man, Demon in an Armor, where Doom and Tony effectively swap lives. Doom ends up living Tony's identity, and Tony is pushed into Doom's path. That is the closest comic seed for Doom wearing Tony's face. And then there's the deepest cut, the secret origin of Tony Stark, where Tony learns he was adopted and the Stark's real biological son was Arno. That story is the root of the fan theory that maybe in the MCU, the face isn't random. Maybe the identity itself is the trick. So which comic is the movie actually using for the face? Here's where we have to be honest, and this is the part that catches even the experts. Marvel introduced RDJ as Victor Von Doom. The Russos talked about bringing Victor Von Doom to the screen. And the public line so far is not Tony Stark is back as Doom. It's Robert Downey Jr. is playing Victor Von Doom. That quietly kills the simplest version of the popular theory. Tony Stark variant becomes Doctor Doom. So the answer is probably a fusion. Either this Doom is Victor from another universe who simply shares Tony's face, the multiverse being broken and irrational, or Doom is wearing Stark's face as a weapon, a disguise, a trust signal, before revealing the real scarred Victor underneath in Secret Wars. And honestly, the disguise version fits one world under Doom perfectly, a savior face hiding a tyrant. That's why the face matters. It's not just casting, it's emotional warfare. So step back and look at what Marvel actually did. They told you about one comic, Secret Wars. But this movie is really a fusion. Time Runs Out gives the incursions. The original 1984 Secret Wars gives Doom stealing godhood. The 2015 Secret Wars gives Battleworld and God Emperor Doom. One World Under Doom gives the Savior Tyrant vibe. And Infamous Iron Man, Demon in an Armor, and the secret origin of Tony Stark all feed the face mystery. That's the same trick Marvel movies have used before. Take the marketable title, then quietly weave in the deeper comics. Knowing all of them is how you'll understand Doomsday on a level almost no one in that theater will. So now you know what no trailer told you. Secret Wars is the skeleton, but Doom's face, his plan, and his tone come from a stack of other comics Marvel never named. Quick honesty, Secret Wars as the base is confirmed. The rest is me connecting the comics to the clues, so take the face theories as theories. But here's my question for you. Do you think Doom's Tony face is a disguise he'll rip off in Secret Wars? Or is he simply Victor from another universe who happens to look like Iron Man? Tell me below. And if you want more deep dives like this, subscribe, because Doomsday is not one comic, it's a comic web.